In this third chapter, I want to bring three very famous endgames by Michael Tal. I want to start with the rook endgame against Mikhail Moiseyevich Botvinnik from the World Championship match in 1961, the famous 20th game. It had been adjourned shortly before this position, and Botvinnik had appeared without his famous thermos of coffee. This sent a message to Tal that he didn't expect a long fight, he expects to lose quickly and easily. And in a way it worked, or who knows, whatever. And then Botvinnik's first impression that White is winning is indeed true. I don't know what was exactly the case when he came to the adjourned game, if he thought it was. But he probably thought that Tal has good winning chances, and nowadays it can be proved that White wins. But how to proceed? A7 or rook f8 to trade the a-pawn for the f-pawn. Rook f8 wins. For the moment we can follow Botvinnik's line. But the reason is that Black's too passive now somehow. Black's rook is slightly awkwardly placed, and the king as well. And here White can win. The king can invade either on the queen side or on the king side, and there is no defense. Okay, the king can come in both directions in principle. Okay, this stops the invasion on the queen side, but nobody on the king side, but nobody can stop the invasion on the queen side now. This is a line by Botvinnik. I can now make it a bit longer. And the king comes. And here, after all this, the endgame table bases tell us that White wins now with rook d6, which cuts off the king and controls the d-pawn, and then White's king and c-pawn will decide the issue in Tal's favor. Okay, it is not so easy, of course. Yeah, and Botvinnik, of course, was a major analyst of adjourned games who won many points or half points by this, either for himself or for the Soviet team. And here his first impression that the endgame is probably lost is indeed 2 rook f8 with the idea to exchange the a-pawn for the f-pawn. It does indeed win. Now Black is too awkwardly placed, and White can exploit this. While in the game, after a7, it's a draw, and I guess that Botvinnik had hoped for this, and one of his major points is a stalemate defense. We will see. Check. And now the pawn can be taken. And here, how to defend after rook f7 check? Doesn't it lose in a similar way than the other variation we have just seen? No. Black is now much more active and has the stalemate defense, which does draw. And yeah, I guess Botvinnik was hoping this when he appeared without his usual thermos of coffee, and indeed, in the game, it worked out his way, with or without this psychological trick. Who knows? So Tal tried rook f6, but here the big difference is that White's king is cut off on the a-file and Black is slightly more active, and this indeed saves the day. Yeah, now White's king can neither penetrate on the queen side, as Black's king stops it, and it can also not penetrate on the king side, as here the rook stops it. Yeah, now it is a draw, and after some more moves it was agreed here in the 121st move, and for the moment this was the longest game in a World Championship match when it was played in 1961. Before, it had been the 14th game of the famous more or less famous, who knows, Taras-Larsky World Championship match in 1908. And Botvinnik's first impression that he's probably lost here, is indeed correct. rook f8 does win, and after a7, Botvinnik could save himself with help of the beautiful stalemate trick.